Hey, happy Friday. Thanks for joining us on this Friday afternoon. We appreciate you hopping on here. Look at us. We are not in the studio today. We are actually on location doing this live from Grace and Grind. If you've never heard of that before, I'll explain it in just a minute, but I do want to check my audio and I want to make sure that we are live on all of our streaming platforms before we officially get started. Okay, I can hear myself. So it sounds like you guys should be able to hear me as well. Of course, as always, put your comments, put your questions in the chat, and I will try to get to them as best as I can. But I do want to explain Grace and Grind real quick. It's a women in roofing conference. So as you can see around me, everything is pink. They decorate everything. It's so pretty. I'll walk out there in just a minute and show you guys around a little bit. We have had several speakers today talk about all kinds of different fun things, very inspirational, how to have good conversations and connect to others. We've also talked about how to run a business and all the things that your business needs to include. And it may get a little bit loud out here right now as we walk out. I think they may be having lunch right now, but I want to show you some of the just gorgeous things that they're doing at Grace and Grind. I'm going to turn this around and show you a swing back here. You can see it's decorated with flowers. How cool is that? And it's a little like rocking chair swing thing. There's Grace and Grind. And then around the corner, they've got food. And then behind me is where the speakers are, and it's absolutely gorgeous. They've got couches set up, and it's really comfy, and it's just a time to get together as women and get to be inspired by others and learn a lot about what we can do across the industry in the reconstruction industry. So we appreciate you jumping on here today. If you're here for the forecast, I'm going to go back into my quiet room here with all of our pink tables, and we're going to get to the forecast. So let me get right into it. You're going to have to give me a minute while holy moly, while I get this all set up. I can see your chat, so put your questions in the chat and we will get started. Okay, I hope that you can see this. I'm producing and I'm talking all at the same time. So I'm going to make sure that you can see this on my Facebook, and we'll get to the forecast in just a minute. Okay, everything looks good. So let's get into it here. We do have a pretty wet weekend ahead for the Gulf states. So we are in store for storms anywhere from today, really yesterday as well, all the way through Saturday and Sunday. So we could get a very minor flooding possibility, risk down in some of our Gulf states. This would include especially southern Florida here. So we'll talk about that in just a minute. We do have a major hurricane that's churning out in the Atlantic. Kirk is now a Cat 4, but we'll talk about what's happening in the Gulf as well, a little bit closer to the states here, closer to home. And the seasons are changing. October is going to be warm and dry, very similar to what we saw in September. So that's what we're trending here over the next few weeks. But let's get to what we saw yesterday. We had a pretty impressive storm down in Iowa yesterday. Doesn't look too impressive, 4:30 here, but let's zoom right down into Iowa and right along this front, I think. Okay, let's see if we can. You guys are gonna bear with me while I produce and show you the forecast. There we go. Okay, one more time here. Down in Iowa, we had the storm pop up, got a 2-star hail map out of it, and now we will actually zoom down into Iowa here and show you exactly that storm. So it was just on the southern side of this line of storms, and there's your severe thunderstorm warning. There's your hail popping up, hail reports across just to the south and to the east of Des Moines and just to the west of Davenport there. And we got a 2-star hail map out of that. Moving on to our rainfall totals over the last 24 hours, you can see that we got a little bit of rain out of that storm in Iowa, and we also got some showers and storms, as I mentioned, down in the southern side of our Gulf states. Alrighty, moving down to Florida, where they are still getting rain in Tampa. Tampa, I saw a stat the other day that they were 20 inches over their average rainfall for this time of the year, and they are still getting rain, and they're expected to get rain as we head into the weekend as well. Hey, real quick, you're on your phone, so right after this forecast, go to the App Store, download the Hail Trace app, and give us a rating on the App Store, either the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store. We're doing this fun thing where you can win OU Texas tickets. Really fun here because this is the first OU Texas that we are in the SEC, and I know you want to go. So there is a raffle drawing. All reviews will be entered into a drawing and then announced on social media next week. So make sure that you hit that follow button as well, and you can see who won on social media next week. I think you need to screenshot your review and then email it to us so that we know that you have reviewed our app. We appreciate you doing that, and we hope that you win the OU Texas tickets. Alrighty, let's get to your current conditions. You can see those showers and storms still ongoing in the Gulf. We've got that front that's stretching across a good portion of the U.S. Right now, our New England states are dry, but we've got a few showers and storms coming out of the Midwest, just to the south of Chicago and southern Illinois. We've got more showers and storms down to the Gulf. That's going to be definitely a big staple of this forecast. That's a big headline for us over the next few days. Showers and storms coming into the northwest right now as well. Seattle and Portland are having a rainy day, but we are pretty dry across Oklahoma. And as I look outside right now in Dallas, Texas, we've got blue skies, just a few cirrus clouds out there. Alrighty, let's get to your current conditions. It's hot here in Texas. We've got 85 degrees in Dallas, 82 in Oklahoma City, 85 out in Houston, and it's feeling a little bit more like fall farther up to the north in the 50s and 60s. Now you're going to have to excuse me while I just hit a button there. And moving on to our temperatures in Oklahoma City, 82 in Oklahoma City, 83 in Dallas, and 84 farther down to the south. All right, what about your forecast for today? Well, once again, we have a very low chance for strong to severe storms. You can see that we've got some unstable air over Oklahoma and into Kansas, even into northern Texas. I think it's going to be a very, very low chance to get any pop-up showers or storms here. And then farther down to, I think we're going to stay dry. And then farther down to the south, you've got more unstable air, but that is where our warm air is. And oh, I think I skipped. There you go. And your hail model here showing almost nothing across the U.S. You know, whenever we get into those white colors, kind of those milky white colors that you can see that stretch across some parts of the Midwest down to the plains, even portions of southern Texas, that means if we do get any hail, it'll be extremely small, but I think no hail is expected for today. If we do get something, it'll be smaller than the size of a quarter. So once again, on your hail forecast, no significant hail is expected for today. I feel like I have just used this graphic over and over and over for the past week now, where it says no significant hail is expected. So that's just been what we've seen as a trend over the last week, and what we're going to see over the next few weeks into October is that it's going to stay warm and dry, which does not lead to good chances for storms, especially with that dry air. But we'll talk about that in a few minutes. Future rainfall here. Let's talk about what you can see today. You can see those showers and storms. Oh, I'm making sure that you guys can see my screen. You're really going to get to, there you go. Watch me produce today. Alrighty, let's get to your future radar. What do we have next? We have showers and storms farther down to the south and to Florida and your Gulf states, and then we're going to continue to see that rain up to the north and west as well. There you go. Montana getting some rain today as well. Again, the severe weather risks with this are very, very low. We're not expecting that hail, and we are not expecting any strong winds or severe winds. Severe winds are 58 miles per hour and above. Alrighty, let's skip ahead here. There's your showers and storms in Florida. We kind of skipped over them earlier. And Louisiana and southern portions of Georgia and Alabama as well. Alrighty, let's talk about Kirk. Let's talk about, let me go full screen. Oh, that's what we want right there. All right, let's talk about Kirk. It's a major hurricane out in the Atlantic. It's churning. You can see a Category 4 hurricane. It's going to stay that way over the next 24 hours here. As we get into Saturday, we start to see Kirk start to weaken. Category 3, Category 2 hurricane late on Saturday into Sunday. It gets into some cooler waters farther up to the north, and then we see that weaken into a low pressure system. What's probably going to happen in this area is we're going to see some massive waves, but it's not going to make landfall anywhere anytime soon. And it's getting into some cooler waters, so it's weakening. And what we say here is, you've probably heard me say this before, it's a fish storm. So this is what we call a fish storm. It's a really impressive thing to look at. However, the impacts are pretty minimal. We have another tropical storm, almost a hurricane, Leslie right now, turning out just to the south of Kirk, going to take a very similar path. You can see it's kind of following where Kirk has been just to the south here, expected to upgrade to a Category 1 hurricane by this evening, going into the weekend, staying as a Category 1 hurricane, but then upgrading to a Category 2 as we head into Monday and Tuesday. So a very, very similar path to what we saw Kirk do. That will also track to the north and west, also what we consider a fish storm. Now, I know what a lot of people are thinking. Can we see anything over the Atlantic? And here, oh, hello. I was gonna run another ad, but I don't think I have anything else on there. Alrighty, you guys get to watch me produce, and that's just what we're doing today. Anyway, can we see anything over the Gulf? And that is the big question, right? We have a 40% chance over the next 7 days to see some sort of tropical cyclone formation across the Gulf. So that's highlighted there in orange. You can see that, really in the central portion of the Gulf, we've got some cloud cover in this area right now, but nothing significant, nothing really to talk of. But over the next 7 days, we're going to keep an eye on this area. This number has increased compared to what we saw yesterday. Yesterday we had that 30% chance to see tropical cyclone formation. Today we've got that 40% chance. So confidence is increasing over the next few days for this area. Let's talk about rain chances here. As we talked about earlier, we are going to see that excessive rainfall risk farther down into Florida, in the southern portion of Florida, where they really don't need any more rain. That is pretty consistent all across the southern portion of the Gulf states. You can see that down in southern Texas, all the way to southern Louisiana, into our Gulf states. Going to continue to get rain as we head into the next few days here through the weekend. We've also got some showers and storms happening through our New England states through the weekend. And then we've got those showers and storms out in Washington all the way to Montana and Idaho today. Alrighty, what are we expecting as we head into October? This is the 9th through the 13th, so we're looking into next week at this point. It's going to stay dry. So that chance for severe weather is also going to stay low here. So the extended rain outlook has a really good chance to have below average rainfall across most of the U.S. So a lot of people impacted by these low rainfall totals here. Temperatures also staying pretty warm. Check this out. In Oklahoma City over the next few days, we're probably going to stay in the 90s. Very similar for Dallas as well. Kansas City hitting 90 tomorrow as well. And we are watching for potential record-breaking temperatures, record-breaking high temperatures into our southwest portion of the U.S. So that includes places like California, holy moly, at 98 in San Jose, and then portions of Arizona as well. So we are going to stay above average as we head into the next few days here. 90 on Sunday as well here in Oklahoma City, 92 in Dallas. It looks like we hit 99. Wow, we're even warmer on Sunday than we were on Saturday out in San Jose. So we're going to watch for record-breaking temperatures in this area and staying above average as we head into the rest of October. So the 9th through the 13th, it looks like we're staying above average farther out to the west. We have a high chance of staying above average farther out to the west. But that even includes portions of the Oklahoma Panhandle and then all the way into Oklahoma, Kansas, Texas, Four Corners. We are staying above average with those warm temperatures. This time of the year, we start to get down into the 70s, but it looks like we're going to stay in the 80s, if not the 90s, as we head into a good portion of October. Alrighty, thanks for joining us today. We appreciate you joining us on location and helping me out with some of these tech challenges here. Follow us on social media. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. If you have anyone at Grace and Grind this weekend, come by, let them know to come by our booth and say hi. We have a spa raffle going on that will announce the winners on Monday, so our next noon forecast. And then don't forget to rate and review our app in the App Store. Take a picture, take a screenshot of it, send it to us, and you will be entered in to win tickets to OU, Texas, which is a lot of fun. I've been a few times to OU, Texas, and it is a lot of fun. It's totally worth it. It'll take you 5 minutes to make that review, so definitely do that. Hey, if you want a hail, wind, or tornado map, give us a call at 855-334-4245 or email us at info@hailtrace.com. Also head over to our website, hailtrace.com. Alrighty, thanks for joining us today. I'm going to pop this back up so you don't have to see like the matrix with all of these screens here. Thanks for joining us today. We appreciate you hopping on here. As always, let us know where you're watching from next time. We'll be back here same time, same place on Monday.